It's the kind of twisted tale the police say is not exactly uncommon in upscale Carlsbad, California, an elite and idyllic coastal enclave a little north of San Diego.
We don't have a lot of crime, but when we do have crime, they are very violent and very bizarre.
This particular violent and bizarre crime beginning with a late-night 911 call from a secluded area of town.
Hello, this is 911.
Yeah, my friend has just been shot.
It appears to be a failed assassination attempt.
Do you know who shot him?
There's a guy lying down like a sniper.
A sniper? Did you see him at all?
Briefly, we saw the gun, and he shot at us like 6 or 7 times.
One of the bullets hitting 46-year-old computer programmer Greg Mulvihill in the left side of his chest.
He's bleeding pretty bad.
And Greg's fading fast.
My friend's getting lightheaded.
That's okay. I got paramedics in route, okay? Hold officers en route. I got help out to you, okay?
Greg is rushed to emergency surgery where doctors learn the bullet just missed his heart. At the same time, police are hunting for what they fear may be an armed maniac on the loose.
Initially, you all thought you had an active shooter situation, and
Yes.
this whole place was almost like on a lockdown.
Right. We didn't know what we had at the time of the call.
It wasn't until we got more information that it started sounding less like a random attack and more like a purposeful event.
But who would want Greg assassinated? The handsome computer programmer had married his high school sweetheart, Diana Lovejoy, a pretty fitness instructor and champion triathlete shown promoting her own recipes for women on the go in this YouTube cooking video.
I'm Diana Lovejoy, and quick meals are my specialty.
Greg and Diana had been married for 7 years and went through 8 heartbreaking miscarriages before giving birth to their only child, a son. The struggles to have a baby reportedly added stress to their relationship, and they sought marriage counseling, but the damage was done.
They made a beautiful little boy, but once that was done, once they conceived, that was the end of their marital relationship.
But Greg told detectives that despite their animosity toward each other, he couldn't believe Diana would ever want their 3-year-old son to be left without a father. And Diana seemed more like the perfect working single mom than a would-be killer.
I really like to cook, but I'm often short on time, so speed is the hook.
But detectives would soon come to suspect Diana may have also been cooking up something else altogether. Especially after Greg told detectives why he went to the spot of the ambush.
When you're interviewing the victim at this point, is he in the hospital?
Yes, in the hospital after surgery from his injury. He had told us that he had received a phone call at around 10:30 at night from an unknown number to him.
That caller identifying himself as a private investigator, saying he had information that could help Greg in a bitter divorce and custody battle he was waging with his now estranged wife, Diana Lovejoy.
He wanted to see it. He needed to come to a location within a certain amount of time and look at the information, see if he wanted to buy it from him.
When he's released from the hospital, Greg would return to the scene of the crime with detectives to show them exactly what happened when he arrived at the appointed meeting place, with friend Jason Kovach at his side.
Greg Mulvihill was holding a flashlight or a bike light, and his friend was holding like a mini bat, kind of like for some protection.
And police would make this video recreation of Greg's account of the frightening events.
He is scanning the area,
when his light suddenly falls on something moving in the bushes.
and he immediately knew that that was a person laying down that was holding a rifle aimed at him.
Greg and his buddy Jason panic.
But one of them yelled gun as soon as they saw that it was a gun, and they both ran.
Greg getting hit when the gunman fires shot after shot at them as they flee.
So they run off this way, and the shooter runs that way.
The shooter runs that way.
It doesn't take long for detectives to figure out that Greg had been lured into a planned death trap, and they immediately become suspicious of Greg's estranged wife Diana when they go to her house around 3 in the morning, just hours after the shooting, to tell her what happened to him.
Why were the detectives so suspicious of her reaction?
Giggling just wasn't appropriate reaction to finding out the father of your child had just been shot and was in the hospital.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Next, police uncover shocking evidence that leads them to believe Diana recruited this hired gun to do her dirty work.
She was looking for someone to kill her husband, and she thought that she found her man.
Detectives have no evidence to link Diana to Greg's shooting until they uncover this store security video of Diana buying a cheap burner phone.